My mother hasn't spoken to me in 8 months. Not since the day she found me in bed with her best friend's son. The last thing she said before walking out of my house was, "You're not my daughter anymore." She meant it. Changed her will, blocked my number, told the rest of the family I was dead to her. All because I couldn't keep my hands off someone I had no business touching. I'm Angela, and I destroyed my entire family for 6 months of mediocre sex with a 23-year-old who still lived in his mother's basement. But I need to start earlier, back when I still had a family who loved me, a husband who trusted me, and a life that made sense. Back when I was just another 40-year-old mom in Sacramento, complaining about school pickup lines and planning neighborhood barbecues. My life was good, not perfect, but good. Married 15 years to Robert, a contractor who built custom homes for tech executives moving out of San Francisco. 2 daughters, Emma, 13, and Lily, 11, a 4-bedroom house in Granite Bay with a pool we actually used. My mother lived 20 minutes away and came for Sunday dinner every week. My younger sister Carla and her family joined us once a month. It was the kind of life people posted on Facebook to make others jealous. The problems were small, manageable. Robert worked long hours but always made it to the girls' recitals. We hadn't had sex in 3 months, but we were tired, busy, normal. Emma was starting to pull away. Typical teenage stuff. Lily still crawled into our bed during thunderstorms. My mother criticized my parenting but babysat whenever we needed. Carla borrowed money but always paid it back. Regular family stuff. Nothing that couldn't be fixed with date nights and patience. Then Jackie's son came home from college. Jackie had been my mother's best friend since high school. They were closer than sisters, had keys to each other's houses, shared everything. Our families spent holidays together. Jackie was essentially my aunt, her kids my cousins, which made what happened next even more unforgivable. Tyler had been away at UC San Diego for 5 years, stretching a 4-year degree into 5 because he kept changing majors. I hadn't seen him since he was 18, skinny and awkward, obsessed with video games and anime. When Jackie mentioned he was moving back home to save money while job hunting, I pictured that same awkward kid. I was not prepared for who showed up at our 4th of July barbecue. 5 years had transformed Tyler completely. He was tall now, filled out, with the kind of confidence that comes from being popular in college. When Jackie introduced him to the party, I watched half the neighborhood wives do double takes, including me. "Angela," Jackie beamed, pulling him over. "You remember Tyler? Can you believe this is my baby?" "Hi, Mrs. Patterson," he said, and his voice was deeper than I expected. "Thanks for having us." "Of course," I managed. "Welcome home?" That should have been it. A polite greeting at a family barbecue. But Tyler kept finding reasons to talk to me, helped me carry food from the kitchen, complimented my potato salad recipe, asked about my work at the dental office where I managed the front desk. Normal conversation, but his attention felt different. Intentional. "Your daughter looks just like you," he said, watching Emma sulk by the pool. Same eyes. "Poor thing," I laughed. "She got my stubborn streak too." "I don't know," he said, looking directly at me. "Seems like a good trait to inherit." Robert was manning the grill, oblivious. My mother and Jackie were gossiping on the patio. Everyone was exactly where they were supposed to be, doing what they were supposed to do. Except me, flirting with a boy I'd known since he was in diapers. After the barbecue, I told myself it was nothing. A young man being polite to his mother's friend. My own ego reading too much into casual conversation. I was 40, married, a mother. He was 23, fresh out of college, with his whole life ahead of him. The flutter in my stomach when he smiled was just the wine, the summer heat, the surprise of seeing little Tyler all grown up. But I thought about him that night, and the next morning. And when Jackie mentioned he'd gotten a job at a local marketing firm, I felt ridiculously happy. When she complained about him staying out late, I wondered where he went. When I ran into them at Whole Foods, my heart raced like I was 15. "Angela," Jackie waved me over. "Perfect timing." Tyler needs professional clothes for work. Where does Robert shop? I suggested a few stores, tried to keep my voice steady as Tyler thanked me. He was wearing a tank top that showed his arms. I forced myself to look at Jackie. "I could take him," I heard myself say. "I mean, if you're busy." "I need to get Robert some new shirts anyway." Jackie lit up. "Would you?" "That would be amazing. You know I have no sense of men's fashion." And that's how I found myself shopping with Tyler the following Saturday. Just the two of us, wandering through Nordstrom like it was normal. Like I wasn't picking out clothes I wanted to see him in. Like he wasn't modeling them for me with a smile that said he knew exactly what was happening. "What do you think?" He emerged from the dressing room in a fitted blue button-down. "It's good," I said. "Professional." "Just good." He turned, checking the mirror. "I want to make a good impression." "You will?" He looked at me in the mirror. "I already am, aren't I? I should have left then." Made an excuse. Created distance. Remembered who I was. Instead, I said, "Yes." We had lunch after shopping. His idea, but I didn't protest. Sat across from each other at a restaurant I'd never take Robert to, too trendy, too expensive for lunch. He told me about college, his plans, his frustrations with moving back home. I told him about feeling stuck, about Emma pulling away, about sometimes wondering if this was all there was. "You're not stuck," he said. "You're just ready for something new." "I'm 40, I reminded him. And myself. "So?" "40 looks good on you." The compliment hit different than the ones Robert gave me out of habit. This felt deliberate, dangerous. I liked it. Tyler --. "I know," he said. "I know all the reasons this is complicated, but I can't stop thinking about you. Since the barbecue, maybe before that, honestly, you were always the cool mom when I was growing up. Now you're just more." "I'm married." "I have kids. Your mother is my mom's best friend." "I know," he repeated. "Does that change how you feel right now?" It should have. God, it should have. But sitting there, being wanted by someone who didn't have to want me, who chose to pursue me despite all the reasons not to, I felt alive in a way I'd forgotten was possible. "No," I admitted, "it doesn't." We didn't kiss that day, didn't touch beyond his hand brushing mine when he paid the check. But we'd crossed a line, and we both knew it. I drove home in a daze, Tyler's cologne still in my nose, his attention still warming my skin. Robert was in the garage when I got back, working on some project. The girls were at friends' houses. The house felt empty, ordinary. I sat in my car for 10 minutes, trying to reconcile the woman who'd just had lunch with Tyler and the woman who needed to start dinner. The text came that night. "Thank you for today." I meant what I said. I stared at it for an hour before responding. "We can't do this." "I know," he wrote back, "but we are." He was right. We were already doing it. The daily texts that started innocent and slowly shifted, the accidental meetings that weren't accidents, the way I checked my phone constantly, smiled at his messages, dressed differently when I knew I might see him. I was having an emotional affair, and I was too selfish to stop. The physical line got crossed 3 weeks later. Robert was at a job site in Tahoe for the week. The girls were at school. I'd taken a personal day, told myself I needed to catch up on housework. But when Tyler texted asking if I was free for coffee, I said yes. He came to my house instead of meeting at a cafe, said it was closer to his office, more convenient. We both knew what it meant when I opened the door, when I let him in, when I offered him coffee in my kitchen where my family ate breakfast every morning. "This is nice," he said, looking around. "Very you." "You don't know me well enough to say that." "I'd like to." The air between us was electric, inevitable. When he kissed me, I didn't stop him. When he pulled me closer, I pulled him closer too. When I led him upstairs to the guest room, not my bedroom, as if that distinction mattered, I was the one leading. Afterward, the guilt was immediate and crushing. I lay next to him on sheets my mother had given us for Christmas, in a house my husband built, after betraying every promise I'd ever made. "I should go," Tyler said, but he didn't move. "Yeah. Are you okay?" "No," I said honestly. "But I will be." I was lying. I wouldn't be okay. Because instead of ending it there, instead of using the guilt as a wake-up call, I did it again. And again. Created a whole secret life that revolved around Tyler's schedule, Robert's travel, the girls' activities. Became an expert at deception, at compartmentalization, at justifying the unjustifiable. The affair consumed me. I lost weight from the stress and excitement. Started wearing makeup every day, bought new underwear, acted like a teenager with a crush. Robert noticed the changes but attributed them to a midlife crisis. Bought me flowers, suggested a weekend getaway. His kindness made me cruel. "I can't," I told him. "Emma has a thing." She didn't. I just knew Tyler was free that weekend. The lies multiplied like cancer cells. Lies to Robert about where I was. Lies to the girls about why I was distracted. Lies to my mother about why I couldn't make Sunday dinner. Lies to myself about what I was doing and why. "You're different lately," my mother said during one of her visits. "Jumpy." "Just work stress," I said, deleting Tyler's latest text. "You sure? You know you can talk to me." I almost laughed. Could I tell her I was sleeping with her best friend's son? That I thought about him constantly? That I was risking everything for someone who used Axe body spray and still had band posters in his childhood bedroom? "I'm fine, Mom." She didn't believe me, but she didn't push. My mother respected boundaries, trusted me to handle my own life. That trust would make her reaction so much worse when everything exploded. The explosion came 4 months into the affair. Tyler was getting careless, or maybe he wanted to get caught. Started texting more urgently, pushing for more time, talking about feelings I didn't want to acknowledge. "I love you," he said one afternoon in his car. "Don't." "But I do. And I think you love me too. Tyler, this isn't..." "What?" "Real, because it feels pretty real to me." "It's an affair," I said bluntly. "It's sex and secrecy and selfishness. It's not love." His face crumpled like the 23-year-old he was. "Is that really all this is to you? What did you think would happen? That I'd leave my family? That we'd run off together? Your mother would throw us a wedding?" "I don't know," he said quietly. I thought you felt something." I did feel something. Guilt, mostly. But also a sick thrill at being desired, at having power over someone, at living this dangerous double life. It wasn't love. It was ego and boredom and the fear of aging made manifest in the worst possible way. "I should end this," I said. "But you won't." He was right. I wouldn't. Not until the choice was taken from me. The day it all came crashing down was a Thursday. I'd called in sick to work, told Robert I had a migraine. The girls were at school. Tyler came over at 10, like we'd planned. We were in the guest room when I heard the front door open. "Angela?" "Honey?" My mother's voice carried up the stairs. "Jackie's with me. We brought soup for your migraine." Terror doesn't describe what I felt. There wasn't time to think, to plan, to do anything but freeze as footsteps climbed the stairs. "Angela?" The guest room door opened. My mother stood there, Jackie beside her, both holding containers of soup. The moment stretched forever as they processed what they were seeing. Me, half-dressed. Tyler, clearly naked under the sheets. The truth written in every guilty line of our bodies. Jackie made a sound I'll never forget. Not quite a scream, more like all the air leaving her body at once. She dropped the soup. It splattered across the hardwood floor my husband had installed last summer. My mother didn't make any sound at all. She just looked at me with an expression I'd never seen before. Disgust, mixed with disbelief, mixed with something that might have been grief. "Mom," I started. "Get dressed," she said quietly. "Both of you, get dressed and get out. Mrs. Chen, I can explain..." Tyler began. Do not, Jackie found her voice. Speak to me. Do not ever speak to me again. You are not my son. My son wouldn't. She couldn't finish. Tyler scrambled for his clothes while I pulled on a robe. The absurdity of the moment. 4 people who'd known each other for decades, now strangers in my guest room, made me want to laugh hysterically. Mom, please, let me. I said, get out. My mother's voice was steel. I need to call Robert. Someone needs to pick up his children from school. Since their mother is. She looked at me like I was something stuck to her shoe. Busy. You can't tell Robert, I said desperately. Please, Mom, think about the girls. You should have thought about them, she said. You should have thought about all of us before you did this. With him, with Jackie's baby. I'm not a baby, Tyler said. Every woman in the room turned to stare at him. Shut up, Jackie and I said in unison. For one perfect, horrible moment, we were a team. Go home, Tyler, Jackie said quietly. Pack your things. You're not welcome in my house anymore. Mom, come on. Go! She screamed it. Get out! Get away from me! Tyler left, slinking out like the child he still was in so many ways. I was left with 2 women who'd loved me my whole life, now looking at me like a stranger. 23 years, Jackie said to my mother, not looking at me. 23 years I've been part of this family. Birthday parties, holidays, emergencies. I held Angela when she cried about Robert working too much. I threw her baby showers, and she, her voice broke. With my son, my baby. I know, my mother said softly. I'm sorry, Jackie. I'm so sorry. They were talking about me like I wasn't there, like I was already gone. I'll tell Robert myself, I said. Just give me time to. No, my mother's voice was final. You've had enough time. Time to lie, to scheme, to destroy everything good in your life. It's over. She pulled out her phone. I watched her scroll to Robert's number. Mom, don't! Please, I'm begging you. She looked at me then, really looked at me. You're not my daughter anymore. My daughter wouldn't do this. My daughter had values, morals, loyalty. You're someone else, someone I don't know and don't want to know. She walked out to make the call. Jackie followed, but turned back at the door. He told me he was in love, she said quietly, for months going on about this older woman who understood him. I was happy for him, told him to follow his heart. She laughed bitterly. I helped him pick out cologne, gave him money for dates. I was helping him pursue you. Jackie, I hope it was worth it, she said. I hope destroying 2 families was worth whatever you got from my son. They left me sitting on the bed where I'd just ruined my life. I could hear my mother on the phone downstairs, her voice calm and steady as she destroyed my marriage with truth. Heard Jackie crying in my kitchen, grieving the loss of a friendship that had lasted longer than my life. Robert came home within an hour. My mother and Jackie stayed to watch the girls, keeping them downstairs while Robert confronted me. He didn't yell, didn't cry, just looked at me with dead eyes and asked, why? I couldn't answer. What could I say? That I was bored, that I liked the attention, that I was selfish and cruel and weak? All true, but not enough. Nothing would ever be enough to explain why I'd thrown away 15 years for 4 months of sneaking around with a boy almost young enough to be my son. I'll pack a bag, I said. Yeah, he agreed. You do that. I threw clothes into a suitcase while Robert sat on our bed, the bed we'd shared for 15 years, looking lost. When I came out of the closet, he was holding our wedding photo. Was I that bad? He asked quietly. Was our life that terrible? No, I said, and meant it. You were good. Our life was good. I'm just broken, he finished. Yeah, I'm starting to see that. I wanted to fight, to claim I could be fixed, that we could work through this. But the words wouldn't come, because I knew I'd do it again. Maybe not with Tyler, but with someone. The high of being wanted, of being chosen, of living a secret life. I was addicted to it now. Can I say goodbye to the girls? No, Robert said. Mom's going to take them to her house. We'll figure out what to tell them later. Right now, you just need to go. Where? I don't care. Those 3 words hurt more than any screaming match could have. He didn't care where I went. I'd become nothing to him in the span of an hour. 15 years erased by 4 months of stupidity. I left with 1 suitcase and nowhere to go. Sat in my car in my own driveway, watching my mother's car in the rearview mirror, waiting for me to leave so she could take my daughters away. The life I'd had that morning, husband, children, mother, extended family, gone. I drove to a motel in Roseville, paid cash, and spent the night staring at my phone. No one called. No one texted. Even Tyler stayed silent, probably dealing with his own family fallout. I was completely alone for the first time in my adult life. The divorce was swift and brutal. Robert got everything: the house, primary custody, even the car I'd left in the driveway. I didn't fight it. What judge would side with a mother who'd had an affair with a family friend's son in the family home? My daughters wouldn't see me. Emma, old enough to understand exactly what I'd done, refused my calls. Lily, confused and hurt, cried when I tried to visit. Robert didn't poison them against me. He didn't have to. The truth was poison enough. My mother made good on her threat. She told the entire family what I'd done, in detail. My sister Carla called once, just to say she was disgusted. My aunts, uncles, cousins, people I'd known my entire life, cut me off completely. I wasn't invited to Christmas, to birthdays, to Sunday dinners. I'd been surgically removed from the family like a tumor. Jackie's family blacklisted me too. Mutual friends chose sides, and it wasn't mine. The dental office where I'd worked for 8 years let me go, officially for restructuring, but really because Jackie's sister worked there too, and the tension was unbearable. Tyler tried to contact me for a few weeks. Texts about how sorry he was, how he hadn't meant for this to happen, how he still had feelings. I blocked him. He was a child playing at adult emotions. I was the adult who should have known better. 6 months later, I ran into my mother at a grocery store in Folsom. I'd moved there for a fresh start, didn't expect to see anyone I knew. But there she was, in the produce section, looking older than I remembered. "Mom," I said. She looked through me like I was invisible. Walked past me to the tomatoes, selected what she needed, moved on. I followed her through the store like a ghost, watching her shop for the family dinners I'd never attend again. At the checkout, I tried once more. "Mom, please, just talk to me." She finally looked at me. "I have no daughter," she said clearly, loud enough for the cashier to hear. "I don't know why you keep calling me that." She left me standing there, holding a basket of frozen dinners for one, while strangers stared. The cashier awkwardly rang up my items in silence. That was 8 months ago. The last time I saw anyone from my former life. Robert remarried last month. One of Emma's friend's mothers, a widow who'd always been kind to our girls. They look happy in the pictures Emma posts on Instagram. I check from a fake account since she blocked my real one. The girls are thriving without me. Emma made honor roll, started high school, joined the drama club. Lily won a science fair, learned to swim, got braces. All milestones I missed because I couldn't keep my hands off a 23-year-old who thought loving me was rebellious and deep. Tyler's doing fine too. Jackie forgave him eventually. He's her son, after all. He has a girlfriend now, someone age-appropriate. They look happy in the photos Jackie posts. Photos I shouldn't be looking at but can't stop checking. He got what every young man wants. A wild story about an older woman, a tale to impress friends. I got complete destruction. I work at a call center now, live in a studio apartment, eat dinner alone every night. 41 years old and starting over with nothing. No family, no friends, no reputation. Just the knowledge that I chose this. Every decision, every lie, every betrayal, all mine. Sometimes I dream about that 4th of July barbecue. Dream about introducing Tyler politely and then walking away. Dream about staying by Robert's side at the grill, watching our daughters play in the pool, enjoying my mother's criticism and Jackie's gossip. Dream about the life I had and threw away for nothing. But I can't blame anyone else. Not Tyler for pursuing me. I could have shut it down. Not Robert for divorcing me. I gave him no choice. Not my mother for cutting me off. I betrayed everything she taught me. Not my daughters for choosing their father. He didn't destroy their family. I did that. I took a good life, a loving family, a stable home, and I burned it all down for the thrill of being wanted by someone who saw me as a conquest. Traded everything real for something that was never more than an ego boost and rebellion against aging. The affair cost me more than just love. It cost me every single person who ever mattered. And the worst part? Given the same circumstances, the same boredom, the same attention from someone young and eager, I'd probably do it again. That's who I am. Not a woman who made one mistake, but someone fundamentally selfish enough to destroy multiple lives for temporary pleasure. Someone who looked at all the love surrounding her and decided it wasn't enough. Someone who had everything and threw it away for nothing. My mother was right. Angela, the daughter she raised, the wife Robert married, the mother Emma and Lily loved, that woman wouldn't have done this. I'm someone else now. Someone alone in a studio apartment eating frozen dinners, stalking the family I demolished on social media. Someone who learned too late that some things, once broken, can never be fixed. That some betrayals cut so deep they sever you from everything and everyone. That you can lose more than just love. You can lose yourself. And everyone who ever saw good in you. The affair didn't just cost me my marriage. It cost me my identity, my history, my future. It cost me every relationship that mattered. And all I got in return was 6 months of sneaking around with a boy who's already moved on, already forgotten the woman who gave up everything for a memory that's not even his darkest secret.